Palantir might be one of the most important AI companies in the world, but that does not automatically make Palantir stock a good investment, and that is where retail investors can get trapped. Because the story sounds perfect. Artificial intelligence, government contracts, defense spending, commercial expansion, data analytics, and one of the most loyal investor bases in the entire stock market. But here is the dangerous part. When a stock becomes a belief system, investors stop asking what the business is worth. They start asking how high the dream can go. And with Palantir, that dream may already be priced in. In this video, we are not going to do the lazy version. We are not going to say Palantir is garbage. And we are not going to say Palantir is guaranteed to become the next trillion-dollar AI winner. The truth is more interesting than that. Palantir may be a real company, with real technology, real customers, and real strategic importance. But investors still have to answer one question. Are they buying an AI winner? Or are they buying a retail investor trap at the wrong price? By the end of this video, you will understand the bull case, the bear case, the valuation problem, and the one mistake that could cost investors years of returns. Most people still do not understand what Palantir actually does. They hear AI stock and imagine another chatbot company. But Palantir is different. Palantir is not mainly trying to create the next consumer app. It sells software that helps governments and companies make sense of messy, fragmented data. Think of a large organization, different departments, different databases, different systems, different permissions, different teams making decisions with incomplete information. Palantir tries to bring all of that into one operating layer, so decision makers can see what is happening, understand the trade-offs, and act faster. That is why Palantir is important in defense, intelligence, logistics, healthcare, manufacturing, insurance, and large enterprise operations. This is not a simple software tool. Palantir is trying to become the decision-making layer for complex organizations. That is the bull case, and it is powerful. The reason Palantir became exciting again is simple. Artificial intelligence is useless if it cannot connect to real business data. A chatbot can write an email. But a company does not just need emails. A company needs AI that can understand inventory, contracts, customers, supply chains, margins, factories, risk, compliance, and operations. That is where Palantir wants to win. Its AI platform is built around the idea that companies do not just need a model. They need an operating system for AI. They need to connect large language models to real workflows without exposing sensitive data or losing control. That is a much more valuable problem than simply having a chatbot on a website. And if Palantir becomes the trusted AI layer for governments and enterprises, the upside could be enormous. This is why bulls love the stock. They believe Palantir is not just another AI name. They believe Palantir is the infrastructure that makes AI useful in the real world. Palantir's biggest advantage may be trust. That sounds strange because Palantir is also controversial. But for governments, defense agencies, and national security customers, trust is everything. These organizations do not want a cute AI tool. They want software that can operate in sensitive environments. They want security. They want reliability. They want control. They want systems that can work with classified or highly sensitive data. And Palantir has spent years building relationships in those environments. That is not easy for a new startup to copy. A normal software company cannot simply walk into a defense agency and replace Palantir overnight. That creates a moat. But it also creates a risk. Because if a huge part of your story depends on government relationships, then politics, budgets, leadership changes, public criticism, and contract concentration all matter. The same thing that makes Palantir special can also make it fragile. Now, we get to the trap. Palantir is not just a stock. For many retail investors, it has become an identity. They believe they found the AI winner before Wall Street fully understood it. They believe the company is misunderstood. They believe the CEO is a visionary. They believe government contracts create a durable moat. They believe commercial adoption will explode. And they might be right about some of that. But here is the problem. A good story can still become a bad investment if too many people already believe it. The stock market does not reward you for discovering a story everyone already knows. It rewards you when the future turns out better than the price already expects. That is a very different game. If Palantir is already priced like an elite AI winner, then Palantir cannot merely do well. It has to do better than the already optimistic expectations. That is where retail investors get hurt. They buy the story. But the stock price already includes the story. This is the most important part of the video. Palantir can be a great business and still be too expensive. That sounds boring. But boring is where investors make money. The question is not whether Palantir will grow. The question is how much growth investors are already paying for. If a stock is priced for perfection, then even good results can disappoint. Revenue can grow. Margins can improve. The company can win contracts. The CEO can be right about AI. And the stock can still go nowhere if the market already expected all of it. That is why valuation matters. A stock is not just a company. A stock is a company plus a price, and when the price gets too high, the business has to perform almost flawlessly to justify it. This is the exact mistake investors made in past bubbles. They bought real companies with real technology, at prices that assumed the future would arrive perfectly and immediately. Sometimes the companies survived, the investors did not. The bear case against Palantir has 4 parts. First, valuation. If the stock is priced like a dominant AI platform before the company fully proves that scale, investors have very little margin of safety. Second, government dependence. Government work can be sticky, but it can also be political, slow, controversial, and exposed to budget shifts. Third, competition. Palantir is not competing in a vacuum. Every major software company wants to become the AI operating layer for enterprises. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, OpenAI, Anthropic, Snowflake, Databricks, and internal enterprise AI teams are all fighting for pieces of the same budget. Fourth, reputation risk. Palantir's work with governments, defense, surveillance-related systems, and sensitive data creates public controversy. Some investors see that as proof the company is important. Others see it as a reason the stock deserves a discount. Either way, you cannot ignore it. This is not a clean, simple SaaS story. This is a powerful company operating in politically sensitive areas. That creates upside, but it also creates risk. But the bull case is also serious. Palantir has something most AI companies are still trying to prove: real use cases. Enterprises are tired of AI demos that look impressive but do not change the business. Palantir's pitch is different. It says, "We can connect AI to your actual operations. We can help you make decisions. We can help you automate workflows. We can help you use AI safely inside your own data environment." If that promise is real, Palantir could become one of the most important enterprise software companies of the AI era. And unlike many AI startups, Palantir is not just burning cash chasing hype. It has real customers, real revenue, and deep relationships with institutions that are difficult to replace. That is why the stock is so controversial. The bulls are not crazy. The bears are not crazy either. The debate exists because both sides have a point. So how should investors think about Palantir? Use this 5-point test. Number 1. Is commercial revenue growing fast enough to reduce dependence on government contracts? Number 2. Are customers expanding their spending after trying the AI platform? Number 3. Can Palantir grow without massive sales and marketing costs eating the profits? Number 4. Can the company avoid political damage while still winning sensitive government work? Number 5. Does the valuation give investors enough margin of safety if growth slows? That last question matters most. Because when expectations are low, a company only has to be decent. But when expectations are extreme, a company has to be nearly perfect. That is the danger with Palantir. It may be an AI winner, but investors need to ask whether the stock price already assumes that victory. So, is Palantir an AI winner or a retail investor trap? The answer may be both. Palantir could be a real AI winner as a business. It could keep winning government contracts. It could expand commercially. It could become the trusted AI operating system for complex organizations. But the stock can still become a trap if investors pay a price that assumes all of that success is already guaranteed. That is the key lesson. Do not confuse a powerful company with a cheap stock. Do not confuse a great story with a great entry point. And do not confuse being right about the future with making money from the stock. Because in investing, the price you pay determines the return you earn. Palantir may be one of the most important AI companies of the next decade, but if investors buy it at the wrong price, they may learn the hardest lesson in the market. You can be right about the company and still be wrong about the stock. Comment below. Is Palantir an AI winner, a retail investor trap, or both? And if you want more stock breakdowns like this, subscribe. This video is for education and commentary only. It is not financial advice. AI winner, trap, or both? Comment your answer below.